Sup people, it's your boy Slide. In this video, I'm going to talk about why successful women have a hard time at keeping a man. Women today are making more money than the previous generations on average. You have women out here who are in their mid to late 20s making about, just starting out in their career, making about 60 to 70 grand a year just starting out, right? Some of them are nurses, some of them are like, lawyers, doctors, some cases entrepreneurs, which is good. I think that's very unique. And it's it shows how smart they are in terms of like career. It shows how smart they are, which is good. But when it comes to socialization with men, it's very negative. See, many women today feel because they make 60 grand, 70 grand a year, they feel that they don't need a man in their life. They feel they don't need a man in their life. So if they get with any dude, in most case scenarios, she has to run the show. She has to run the show. If not, it's not going to work out. Because a woman says, I'm independent. I don't need no man. So if I get with you, you better do what I say. You feel me? That's what happens in many cases nowadays. And the thing is, women like to have power. So if a woman dates a man who makes more cash than him, if a woman dates a man who has more cash than her, there's a possibility that she cannot control him. Because most of the time, when a man has his shit together, women already know she can't run the ship. She knows this. Okay? That's part of the reason why so many women today like to get with these losers, men who ain't shit. Because if she gets with a man who ain't shit, she can control the relationship. And because if a woman is paying for the car note, she's paying for the apartment, most of the time the man is going to do what she says to keep his spot with her. So he's gonna do what she says. But you have to understand something. Many women you see today aren't stupid. Okay? Women aren't stupid. Many women know that a man who ain't shit or a man who's not financially stable, she knows that she can control him. Because since she's paying the bills, she can get her way. That's why so many women who are successful today, they date all these losers. They don't date them because they actually like them. They date them for control. But let me go to the main point of the video. Being wealthy as a woman can be very, very risky. Okay? It can be very risky. Because many women who are successful, they become suspicious of the men in their life. Because most men are not going to allow a woman to run the show. It's just not going to happen in most case scenarios, because it's because of human nature. Okay? In human nature and in society, right? You are taught as a man that you have to run the show. You are taught that a woman cannot tell you what to do. Because if she tells you what to do, in terms of if she controls the relationship, it shows that you are not a man. You see? So this happens a lot. So that is part of the reason why in some cases, when you see a woman running the show in the relationship, It is for two reasons, right? One reason is due to the fact that she's giving him a lot of sex. Okay? She's probably giving the man a lot of sex. So the man's like, well, since she's giving me all this play, I don't really care what happens. Let her run the show. I don't really care. Right? Then another reason why this stuff happens is because the man himself does not care about the woman. It's just like you have these situations where some girls are paying the bills. He is driving her car, but guess what? Anything she says, it happens. He does it, and he's doing that because he already made up his mind. He's not going to be with her long term. So he can do whatever he wants, basically. No, she can say whatever he wants. She can say whatever she wants. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what happens in many case scenarios, right? That's what happens. And another thing you have to understand also is that many women who are successful are very scared of dating. Let me tell you why. Because she knows that most guys are just going to use her for her money, right? Or the guy is just going to use her to upgrade his social status. That's it. And it's crazy like that. There are so many women today who are very, very rich, who have a hard time in relationships because they're worth so much money and they know among their peers the man will never be respected. Like, let me give an example. Katy Perry, for example, is worth at least over $100 million, right? As of right now. She dates all these guys, but she can't keep a man. I don't know the reasons why they break up. I don't know. But I'm just speaking on the fact that nobody wants to be with the woman that wealthy. Because if that is the case, society is going to make you believe that she's paying the bills, she's calling the shots. It hurts men's egos. Some men have egos. Okay? Some men have egos and they won't allow it to happen. They won't allow their woman to run the show. Or they won't be them long term. It reminds me of Oprah. People don't know this, but you know Oprah and Stedman, they've been together for a long time. I don't know the exact number of years, but they've been together for a long time. They've been together, I think, before Oprah did the TV show on NBC. They've been together for a long time. They are not married. They're not married, but they've been together for a long time, right? And Oprah is worth billions. Oprah is worth billions of dollars. Stedman is worth around 200, I think 300 million he's worth. So, you know, it kind of makes you think a little bit. It makes you think. Oprah's a billionaire. She can have any man she wants. Why would she still stay with Stedman? To my personal opinion, it's because she's been with him for so long, she knows that he has her back. Because if she left Stedman today and got with somebody else, there's a high possibility the next man she gets with was probably going to use her for her money or for her status. Right? This is what happens. That's why there's so many girls today who become, suspicious about when guys want to date them. Of course, if they're just gonna date and have fun, no one cares about that. That's just whatever. You know what I mean? But if it involves like long-term dating and shit, it doesn't work out that way. You know, but I remember back to Katy Perry. I remember Katy Perry. She was married to this comedian. I think he was British, some guy, Russell Brand. And when they got divorced, he, he just left. He wasn't into her money. He just left. Not interested. Let's just go our separate way, right? And he married another woman. And I know the woman does not make as much money as he does. You see? So, of course, you say to yourself, like, hey, I'm with Katy Perry. She's with all this money. She's with all this money. Right? But, I'm going to go for a normal chick. So he had all this wealth with this one girl. He basically ended that relationship with her and got with a chick who makes less than him. These things happen because a lot of men have pride. A lot of men have pride. They have egos. A lot of men have a lot of egos. They don't want to walk into a room and feel like their woman pays the bills. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. And I'm not saying men should be, how men feel, I don't blame them because society put that shit into our heads that a woman paying the bills is unacceptable. Even though many women do pay the bills in relationships who make more money, yeah, it's a trend that's growing, but it's still not acceptable to some people. Look at freaking Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey's worth over, is it $200 million she's worth, if not more than that? Nick Cannon's worth about $50, $60 million. But guess what? Even though he married her, he was still working. He didn't say, hey, my wife is Mariah, she has all this money, I'm just gonna chill. He didn't do that. He kept on working. I mean, those two got divorced. But he knocked up some other chick who's like some kind of small time actress. He knocked her up. So this is what I'm saying. Like this is what happens to a lot of women when they become too successful. It can be a detriment to their happiness because no man wants to be with a woman who makes all that money. Even if a man was worth $50 million, he doesn't want to date a girl who makes he probably won't date a girl who makes $50 million. He probably date a girl who makes maybe 2 or 3 million at most. A lot of men have this pride with them. That's why being too wealthy for a female is dangerous. Not dangerous in the sense of harmful, but it's risky. It reminds me of women who are very attractive. Right? You have some girls out there, these perfect 9s and 10s, who are very, very attractive. Some of them become subconscious because most of the guys that they're dating only use them for sex. Right? Guys don't care about the personalities, they don't care about who they are. So what do they do most of the time? They will get with a guy who is less attractive than them. They'll get with a guy who's less attractive than them. They do this all the time. Also, you have these things where you have these scenarios where you have women who were, you have some girls on the come up, right? You have some girls out there who are on the come up, where they're just trying to get the career started, right? They have the faithful boyfriend and everything. Yeah, they have it. But when she starts making more fame or moving up in her career, or when she works out, takes care of her body more, she gets more attractive men hollering at her, approaching her. She gets it, right? But most of the time, these men just using them for sex. They're not interested in them personally, or they like to be with the hot chick, so they become trophies. you know? And some of these women become subconscious about it, so they end up staying with their college or high they end up staying with their high school or college sweetheart. Someone who knew her before she was famous or before she was successful. Because they will say, well, this person knows me for who I am, so I'm gonna get with him. Because these other guys just want to have sex with me. And that's this is how females are. That is why you see so many attractive women with all these like nobodies. They don't do that because they care for the guy, which some of them do. Some of them do care, but it's the fact that she has so many people approaching her now that it becomes more of a this thing, a selective process. It becomes hard, and I don't blame these girls for doing this. I'm not saying it's wrong, but if I was successful, I would be with a woman whom I know has my back compared to just some random person, because you don't know people. And most guys, when they see a woman, he wants to have fun with her. He's not thinking about building a. If a man is successful, right, every other girl he gets with, he's just going to use her for sex in most cases, or he'll just date for short-term relationships because since he's wealthy, why would he want to be tied down? Like, why would he want to build something with someone he doesn't know that well? Because if a man, for example, if a man is making 200 grand a year, right? He will most likely want to get with a girl who makes around 200 grand a year. Because it eliminates the fact that she's a gold digger. You feel me? But if the man is making like $50 million, he's not gonna get with a bitch who makes around like 50 grand or 60 grand. Because you're basically going to upgrade her social class. It's like, no, that's not how it works. People don't understand. When a woman is too successful, it's risky for her. It's very risky. It's very risky. And I'm not saying women should not work hard, but just know it comes at a price, ladies. Because a man can not knock up, but a man can get with a woman who makes less than him, and things can work out. But if a woman gets with a man who makes less than her, she will never respect him. Never. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work. If people think I'm making this shit up, go look at some of these attractive women back in the 2000s and shit, right? Or even earlier. See who they're married to right now, or see who they're dating right now. I bet money it's no one as famous as they were. I can bet money on it. In many cases, I can bet money on it. I remember this girl, Trish Stratus, the female wrestler, right? Very attractive, sexy ass woman, man. Beautiful. I think she married her college sweetheart or her high school sweetheart. And the dude is just average. I'm gonna be very sincere. He's not like a Brad Pitt or a George Clooney in facial looks. He's not. He's just an average looking dude. Kudos to him though, The dude just he's basic. Trish Stratus, when she was wrestling, oh my goodness, she was sexy as hell. If you see her today, she's still sexy as hell. She has a yoga studio and everything. And she stays in shape. She has a nice body. But the man she's married to, the last picture I saw of him, he's just an average looking dude. He's just average. He didn't have excess muscles. He doesn't. He just has an average body type. That's just the way it is. But let me know what you think. Peace.